So I made a tweet the other day just about this Ravens offense and where it's going and how it's growing and how good Lamar is playing and just kind of the interesting watch that it is. So I thought I'd make a tape of the stuff that I was talking about. All right. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, just where sometimes spacing isn't so good. So you see Lamar is looking over here to the left-hand side, and this is what he sees. Like everything is right on top of each other, all together right here, and that's obviously a tough situation. So again, to me, it's always about little things. So if I'm this guy right here, which is Isaiah Likely here, and he's still, I think, coming into his own and learning the nuances of this, and then I've got an in up over the top, okay? So a lot of times you'll have teams that do this, and they run a hook with an in over the top. So a couple things to me that become really important is first the width of the in. You see the in guy is 2 yards inside the numbers there. So he's got a really tight split. Okay, so with that being said, he's running this 10, 12 yard in route right here. So what becomes so important with that tight alignment is that this in is going to happen really, really fast if you're trying to read this high-low. So for me, with Likely, what I'd want him to do is get more width here. Get more width and try to get outside of this defender. Okay, try to get outside of that defender. So it does one of two things. Either it pulls him out of here really fast, so I got a shot to hit that in underneath me or over the top of him, or if he slow plays it, then I'm assuming this is a choice by Likely, and so Likely can break out, and now we get a win to the outside. Okay, the other thing that could happen is this defender, once he gets width, could push really, really fast and take away the flat. Now, if that's the case, then it becomes an isolation on this guy. So if this guy gets outside of Likely and Likely gets in here on the hook, and then we've got the in over the top, now we've got a true high-low off of that defender right there. So little details that they're still working through, okay? Now, you get back here quick enough, maybe you got a shot at this return right here. But this is what I'm talking about. So not really clean there, but Lamar going to go make something happen. Great job by him and Likely making something work. Nice throw up over the top, and we get a big play. Okay, so we're going to run play action, and just what we call double deep hooks. So here, we're going to chip, flat, flat. Okay, so it's really just pick a side, high, low, each side right here. Okay, so we get to the top of the route, and you're picking a side. Okay, so to me, both these guys really have a shot at it. Now, you could say underneath coverage. Now, it looks to me like Lamar is looking to the right. Okay, so thought there was a shot right there. Come off of this right now. You got a shot at that deep hook right there, and then you would dump it down to your back. The back is covered, so there's the window right there. And so this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Lamar, I think, is doing a great job inside the pocket overall, but there are going to be a few reads along the way that there's a little bit slow seeing whatever it is that he's looking at, or maybe he started on one side, didn't think it was open, and then maybe he came back to this backside, and on the backside, he saw these guys get underneath the hook. Okay, well then probably dropping it off right here. So a lot of it comes back to timing of eyes with routes. Don't get off something too soon. See the windows, okay, but can't really find anything right there. But then again, Lamar doing a great job of creating, getting a positive play, getting us close to the first down marker on something that I thought could have been an earlier completion along the way. Okay, nice job right here. They were running this earlier in the year, and I thought it was a little different version, but they're going to run a post and a wheel. They're going to run a post and a wheel. They're going to come back on the backside, run an over, and then they're going to get their back in the flat. So we're trying to clear out that side of the field. Okay, we do exactly that. Get this guy to run, get this guy to run. Now it becomes a high-low right here off of that guy. This took a while to get there, but I'm assuming he's being patient to allow our wheel up here to kind of clear that out and not get there too fast. Nice patience here by Lamar. Takes him a little bit of time to kind of bounce around, but nice patience. Able to find that big over for a big play. So again, you're seeing lots of plays being made, whether it's by Lamar, whether it's in the offense, but there's just things to me that continually need to be cleaned up a little bit. Okay, so here's another one. We've got a 4-strong look here. Okay, so we're going to run what appears to be a corner route here. And then I'm not sure what this is. He starts to take off to the inside. So I'm not sure if that's a read or what. And then we're going to run what I call a swing lead. Okay, so we're going to lead block with the swing out to this side. So again, a lot of this is just like all this kind of stuff. You know, like there's lots of bodies in here right now. Now, that's a great job by Lamar to see that. Bodies in there. Defensive guys are in there. Kick it out here to the swing. Great, quick read. But again, just trying to figure out exactly what the concept is and how we, are supposed to read this as a quarterback with guys kind of going in different directions. A lot of teams that when they do this, what I'd like to see here first is an outside release. Get outside here and you can help kind of wall that off, but you can get away from the mess. And then they'll run a hook in here and then the block with the swing. So everything stays out here to the front side, and maybe this was just kind of creating off of this, but you just see just lots of bodies kind of together, but great kick out by Lamar, great read, perfect ball, get it out in front of that lead swing, and we get ourselves a big play. Okay, so again, this details here, even though it breaks down up front. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what this plays. A lot of people will run this as what we call a stump. So it's a stick. Okay, so like you're going to run the 5-yard out stick, try to get this linebacker to jump, and then you pump it back in behind him, and then normally the second guy runs a return. So if they carry the stump down the middle, you recover right here to the return. So again, details to me. So just watch likely here. So I think that's a stick pump. He never really sells anything. He just kind of leans and tries to roll, so he doesn't really get that guy to bite at all. There, so you see the turn in the cover, right? Okay, great. Now what we want is we want to win on this return right here because that's the voided area because this defender carried. Okay, perfect. And again, pressure there, so I'm not worried about the read so much. I'm a detail guy. Okay, so details for me is what I'd like to do here. You're going to see Flowers pushes up to about 5 and then runs his return. Okay, so the goal on this is to get this guy to think that we're running to the flat. I want to get him moving and covering me to the flat. Okay, so if I push straight up at him, it doesn't do anything to him. He just matches right to me. If I push to the flat right now, what's he got to do? Well, he knows he's got to cover the flat, so now he's got to move this direction, can't collision me. Also, when I run the flat, I'm not pushing up to 5 yards. I'm running at 2 to 3 yards. Why? Because I want that defender to stay high on me so I don't get contacted by the defender when I come back under. So here, if I go here right now, what's he do? He goes this way. Great. Now he's running that way. I put my foot in the ground. I stay low so I don't get to that 5-yard mark because a lot of time defenders are trying to stay at 5 yards, right? They're trying to sit at 5 yards and contact you. So go a little bit more shallow. Go to the flat right now. Get movement by that defender. And I believe if that happens, Zay Flowers is down underneath this. He's coming back inside, and we don't have that collision and that coverage the same way. And so if we did have time, this would be much more open with those little details right there. Okay, I like this one. This one comes out nice. We'll play action. Post here. Get lost inside. Run the corner. And then the back to the flat. Really good read here by Lamar. We're reading the flat defender. So whether the flat defender is this corner playing underneath and he carries high, or whether it's this defender here who's tucked back inside, either way, the throw should be to the flat. And this is what I'm saying. Lamar is really good inside the pocket most of the time. Great read, get it out, not spending a whole bunch of time back there with the ball in his hands. I like it. doing a good job. A lot of people wondered whether he could be that guy in the pocket. I see that guy a lot, the guy that can play more drop back football, read things out, make decisions on time. Just not a finished product quite yet, but it's coming. All right, so we run the naked bootleg. We clear out here, come out and look down here, and then we're always going to have a flat and an over right here. Okay, young quarterbacks, I put this on there because always remember that nakeds aren't designed necessarily to get big plays. Okay, you might have a special naked that's designed with some little twist at the end, a stutter go on the outside or something, so that if you get out here on the edge with no pressure, you can take the shot. But what nakeds are really designed for is to get the defense second guessing themselves in the run game. So when we come out on a naked, this is really what we want, right? We're simulating a run play. Take the flat if it's there. Take what they give you and don't try to force the ball down the field. So right here, I just think Lamar, just take the flat. Take the flat right here, give it to your guy, and let him get the first down, okay? That's, again, more conventionally playing the naked. He gets out here with space, so he's going to try to make a bigger throw down the field. Unfortunately, he tries to throw it back in here, and it gets intercepted. But if you do that, I don't have any problem looking at the deep ones, but it's not there. Just dump it to the guy right in front of you. Make the game easy. And I think you pick up a first down and you're moving the chains and you keep this drive going. Okay, again, details for me. Okay, so they're going to run this in route here. They're going to run a hook right here. And then they're going to run a swing. Okay, so again, we'll just run it here and watch details. Okay, so again, I just want you to see how close these guys are to each other. All right, so the idea here is we've got three guys going to the strong side. All right, so if I've got three guys going to the strong side, I'm going to throw that when I have two defenders underneath to the strong side. So we got exactly what we want. The corner's off, leaving two defenders underneath, and I'm good to go. But again, for me, this is details. All right, so details to me on this is I want to make sure that we're attacking these defenders in a certain way. So for me, I'm probably going to release this inside a little bit, okay? Or I'm going to keep this guy out here wider. What I don't want is those guys to go into each other in that same spot. So you see a little bit of a widen here, okay? And then the hook here. Because what that does is it allows this one guy here to be able to cover two until we get way over here to this side. So what I would like to do is I'd like to hold that guy off. So either here, go inside that backer. So now this guy's got pressure on him, okay? Because I'm going to normally read this the opposite of what I might do with a hook. With a hook and a swing, I'm normally going to read the outside linebacker first. If I've got an in, a hook, and a swing, I'm going to read the inside linebacker first. So this guy right here, if he wants to come running over and trying to cover the hook, I want to replace right behind him very quickly to that in. So if I release a little bit tighter in here, this guy has a decision to make. What's he going to do right now? If I hold him off a little bit, great. Now I've got my 2-on-1 off the outside linebacker to the other side. Okay, so again here, you see what happens is we're still going to have this, right? So this guy, I'm not sure what he was doing here. He, for some reason, stays back into the middle, even though they've got three wide receivers over here. So we're going to get this isolation on the outside linebacker because this guy's not pushing through. But that's my usual concern on this play is this guy pushing through. So if he pushes through to the hook and this guy pushes through to the swing, I've got to hit this in back behind it. But if they're stacked on top of each other, it makes it a little bit harder to be able to hit that on time and play that game. So we want them on different levels. Like to see likely stay a little bit tighter here, running that in to try to hold this guy off so I could get a better look to the outside. But it works out good. I like the read right here. Now when I'm running a hook and a swing, I always like to read the hook first and then come to the swing. If it's a flat there, I like to read the flat and then come back to the hook. So right here, I'm not mad at Lamar for doing this because you see this guy right here is tucked inside of Flowers. Go ahead and kick your swing out here. The only problem is I'd like to see the swing get a little bit wider because we want to make sure that we have leverage. That's what I need to see as a quarterback is leverage. What does that guy do when this guy gets outside of him? If he runs through it, I can take the hook because you see it's kind of delayed here because we're running that swing. And see how the swing slows right there? So now this defender, he holds off the hook right there. We can't throw it, but he's still in a pretty good position that when we throw the swing, he comes up and he's able to make a play on the swing, at least to some degree, but we are able to turn the corner, but really no gain right there. And a lot of that, I think, has to do with spacing and timing of the routes connecting to one another. All right. So on this particular play, we're going to run deep corner routes or bench routes on the outside. Okay, so that's really just a one-on-one, and then we go from there. Then we're going to run a shallow route and an in route in here. Okay, and so again, these are the spacing things that I'm talking about. So if you like your one-on-one outside, say what you want. Okay, Lamar looks to as if he's going to the left-hand side. If he goes to the right-hand side, maybe he's got a completion right here. You pick the left-hand side, you don't have a completion. So a lot of this is just kind of pick a side. Which side do you like initially? So be it, okay? So you don't have it, okay? So now we're going to go to this inside portion. But I want you to watch, again, the spacing of this inside port right there. Like, when a guy's breaking is when you want to throw the football. And so I think that's OBJ right there that's breaking, yet Likely's right underneath him here. So if I'm looking at this as a quarterback, I got nothing here. I got nothing on the inside because of that spacing. Now, not my favorite play, an inside in with a shallow because of this part of it where you're trying to go, okay, where's the throwing lane and what am I trying to do, especially with the in only running this at 12 yards or so. It's tough. You got to throw around guys as opposed to over the top of guys. But just want to show you if this guy's taken away here and that guy's taken away, you got to work this inside part. And again, Lamar really has nothing because he started left, looks back to the inside, nothing. But once again, go create for us. And this is a great thing is that when things aren't great and they're not smooth, we got a guy that's as good as anybody in the league at creating, buying time, and making plays. This is another one really well done here by Lamar. Okay, so they're running a similar concept here. You're going to run a corner route here, I believe, and then they're going to kind of switch release this and run two hooks over there, and then they're going to run this wrap that we were talking about earlier back to this side. So right here, we're going to have a hot situation. This guy's coming, okay? They're bringing both of these linebackers, so we're going to have a hot situation off of this guy. So Lamar has a couple choices. So first and foremost, we always say see pressure, attack pressure. You got two throws right in front of you if you want them as a hot guy, and it's always simpler because when they void an area, they have to have somebody else cover that area. And so here, they're dropping this guy down to cover it, but he can't cover both of them. So we're in great shape that we could take one of those two throws if we wanted off of this guy as my hot guy. But the other thing that you can always do as a quarterback is you can say, okay, I can throw one of those hots in front of me, but I've also got this in route back here that I really like. Do I have enough time to beat the hot by throwing the throw that's a little further down the field? Lamar does it well right here. Look at him. Sees it, bounces back, boom, back foot, gets the ball out, knows he's going to take a hit, but he delivers the bigger throw down the field, moving the chains. Really, really well done there by Lamar, passing up the shorter one, which he knows he had, but to go get the deeper one, and hey, I'll stand in there and I'll deliver. That's beautifully done right there. All right, so again, these are the little things. I like this. Execution over here. It's a good throw. It's a good route. If he wants, he's got a chance because he's got the perfect look to read back to this curl side. So it's, hey, do you like your one-on-one backside? Yep, he does. Quick hitch, ball's out, ball's on the fingers over there. Got to make that catch, go down and make that catch. But you see also the front side. If we wanted it, great. We got high-low off of this guy, in and out off of this guy on the curl flat. But, got to make these plays. And so again, this is just what I'm talking about, is that it's an interesting watch because they make so many great plays. Lamar does so many good things, yet it's still kind of not always clean and clunky at times. This is beautifully done right here. This is awesome. Okay, so here what we're going to run is we're going to run out and ups on the outside. So if we get the one-on-one there, we're going to run out and ups. Then we're going to run seams on the inside. Out and up, seam. Okay, so we got a middle closed here. So if we like one of the out and ups, we can take it, hold the safety, and throw it away from the safety. Or anytime we get middle closed and we have two seams, we love to read that safety inside on the inside seams. Right here, what's Lamar see? This is beautiful. They're going to bring this cross dog, bring the inside pressure right here. He recognizes that right now, and watch how quickly he puts this throw on the seam right there. Boom. Recognize that the pressure's coming. He beats that defensive end popping out. Great play, great reaction, good feel for the game. Nice accurate throw. Would set him up inside the 5. Okay, here's another one that I love. Little motion here. Okay, a little motion as if we're going to run the jet sweep. We're going to cut this right here, and we're going to finish this guy on a swing, and then we're going to run the double post. Here, through here, trying to hold that safety, and then likely on the outside, running the skinny post, the outside post right here. Great job. Okay, look at Lamar. Lamar is already throwing this ball. Ball's coming out of his hands. All he needed to see was this guy hold in the middle with depth. Great window right here. As he goes inside, he holds that here. This guy is going outside with a swing. Love the play design and just a beautiful pitch and catch right on the money, keeping him away. Another thing that I like. Maybe this isn't a post, maybe it's a go. But either way, likely stays up this way instead of bending back into the safety. Lamar puts the ball right on him. Instead of bringing it back to the safety, bang. That is a beautiful, beautiful, quick read off the safety. And you see the safety right there. That's all we need. That little freeze right there with his feet is enough for me to beat him with the throw. Really well done. So there are some things in there that just look beautiful with this offense. They're continuing to grow, getting better in certain areas. All right, so we're going to take ourselves a shot. Okay, so we're going to have the post down here. So if I get nobody in the middle of the field, I'll take it. We're going to have the pylon corner right here. And Lamar, I get it. You see the pressure right there, but nice job popping out here and picking it up. I'd like to see Lamar just slide up, okay? Another thing that you get more comfortable with. He's making so many plays with his feet. There's going to be times you want him to be more comfortable and solid inside the pocket. I think if he just steps up right here, instead of taking off, just step up. Step up, settle, see what's going on right here. I believe they have a big play, maybe a touchdown to OBJ right here. Takes off running, has to throw it kind of across his body. Ball doesn't quite get out there. It's low. Now, OBJ could have caught this, but missed an opportunity here. Settle, step up. But they're close. They're close so many different ways, and you're just hoping over these last few weeks that they can get all the way there. Okay, so here's another one that kind of leaves you shaking your head a little bit. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a hook and a wrap, to both sides, and then we're going to take our back and we're going to put them right there in front of everything. Okay, so as we see it, okay, the backside, maybe if you're reading the backside, we're in good shape right there. We can read this defender and maybe wrap this back behind him. Or if you're reading back there right now, maybe you say to yourself, okay, I could take that right now. Okay, so again, you read back there, but it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. And if you come back and see this, right, so this is why I'm not mad at Lamar, because Lamar basically has 1, 2 underneath defenders to that side and 1, 2 underneath defenders to this side. So now both routes are the same, so you'd say, does it really matter? Well, both routes are the same, but we also have to remember the back is going this way. So now I basically have 1, 2, 3 receivers to 2 underneath backers. Okay, so I have the advantage over here. The only problem is we put the back right where we're trying to go. Okay, so we put the back right here underneath my in, so I'm bringing guys to the party with the in, or I'm putting him right there where he's also right by the hook, so one guy can cover the hook. So we got all these guys, right, stacked on top of each other right in front of me as I'm trying to read this and make a play. And so just, again, I'm not sure who Lamar is throwing it to here. This isn't, not a lot of guys open right there. Maybe he is trying to go to the backside to that end, coming there late. But you got to be on time to that one. But again, the biggest point is that there's still some spacing issues, why we're putting guys in certain spots and making sure we're getting the separation to help our quarterback. Okay, so here's one here, looks like pressure. All right, it's a 3rd and 7 right here, and we're going to go to the go route on the backside. I talk about this all the time. Not a huge fan of press go routes on 3rd and 7 unless it's your best option. On the top, they're going to get a double curl concept. So because I have the corner in a soft position, I think it's so much easier to go to the curl side instead of trying to lay out a perfect ball and making sure my guy wins against press man. So as we play this, you're going to see he goes to the go, get hung up a little bit. They don't complete it. And again, you got to be perfect. Now, maybe they get a penalty, all that stuff. But look at the top now. Okay, so the top, we get exactly what we want. We get to read that defender right there. He ends up pushing past this curl. So if I'm staying to that side, there's my throw for the first down right here. If this guy pushes through, I work back to this guy inside. But because I have the corner off, makes that read so much simpler than trying to hit the perfect press fade down the sideline or hoping that we get a call. So opportunities out there, not always hitting the opportunities, sometimes no opportunities, and we are making it work here. So, okay, here's a route that it looks to me as if they're running kind of these pump seams. This one doesn't really have as much of a pump, but so seams in here, and then we've got stops out there, and this one would convert if we get cover 2. So a couple different ways to read this for the young quarterbacks that are out there. You're going to notice we get this safety on the right-hand side moving back to a cover 2, and then we get these two guys on the front side playing quarters, okay? So when we have a seam, I don't like seams against quarters because the safety is taught to sit inside and taught to sit there right at that depth. So if I'm going to the quarter side, I want to go straight outside to my stop, okay? So if I go to that side, if I go to the other side, now I get a 2-on-1 off of this safety back here because everybody else is rolled up. So if I go to the backside, I'm going to read inside out off of that safety. If I go to the front side, I'm going to say forget the seam inside, and I'm going to go right to my stop, to my check down. So let's look at the top. Okay, so if you're looking at the top, that to me is a throw right there to your one-on-one. Okay, that's the throw to your one-on-one. If you feel like this guy's too far out there to take it away, drop it right to your back. So that to me is the read to the front side. If I'm reading the backside, okay, you see it. Reading the backside, here's our 2-on-1. Okay, should be going here, and this guy wrapping here, and here's our window, and we're reading it off of this safety. If they carry with that and take it away, then drop it to your back once again. So different options, seeing kind of what we get exactly defensively and then making your read off of it. But again, is Lamar, go be Lamar. Go make us a play. This was that special play that we all watched. Makes a guy miss that should have had him sacked, stands up and then delivers a dime down the field and likely making a great play over 2 defenders. So that's the kind of stuff that you're seeing, is that there's some clunky stuff again. So spacing issues, details, don't know really what the details are, but cleaning some of those things up. Lamar being able to see things a little bit quicker and recognize where exactly I want to go and what my read is on these different plays with different kind of coverages. All things that they're working through, but as you see, still making a lot of plays. Lamar making up for it at times when it's clunky around him or when he's a little bit slow. And then when they put it all together and they're on time and they're comfortable, making some really, really special plays.